Hey everyone, it's Michelle Patch. I'm the school counselor at Wyndham Primary, and I'm here to read to you The Boston Terrier Who Thought He Was a Loon. On a quiet little pond in Maine lived a bouncy little puppy named Rollie. He was a happy Boston Terrier who loved his home and family on Thomas Pond. There is Rollie. Each morning, Rollie would jump out of bed, eat his breakfast, and bark to be let outside to play. Now, one of the funny things about Boston Terriers is that they usually don't like to be wet, and they don't like to swim. Well, that wasn't true for Rollie. From the first moment he saw the waves on the pond, he had to be in there. He ran as fast as he could and jumped paws first into the cold spring waters. He was a natural, diving after balls, swimming to the raft with his owners Cam and Nicole, climbing into kayaks and onto paddleboards for rides around the cove. He loved it all. One day, while sunning himself on the warm sandy beach, Rollie heard a strange noise. He cocked his head and listened hard to hear it again. Suddenly, the noise was much closer and louder than before. He searched the water to see where it was coming from, trying to see through the waves in the boats, and there it was. Looking straight back at him was what Rollie could only believe was a reflection of himself. It was black and white like Rollie. It swam and dove like Rollie, and it was singing loudly just like Rollie did when he wanted to go outside. Rollie charged into the water to meet his newfound friend, but as quickly as it had come, it was gone again. Rollie spent the next hours walking back and forth on the shoreline, watching and listening. Birds flew overhead, fish jumped, dragonflies zoomed by, but not a sound or sign of his mysterious friend. Feeling a bit sad, he went back to resting in the warm sun on the beach. Now, as much as Rollie loved to swim, he loved something else even more, the pontoon boat. "How about a ride, Rollie?" said Tim, who's Cam and Nicole's dad. No need to ask twice, Rollie charged out of the house at top speed, jumping onto his favorite seat on the pontoon boat. He perched his tiny paws up on the railing, stuck his nose in the air, and waited for his adventure to start. But this particular boat ride was a bit different. With his ears and eyes open wide to catch every sight and sound, he continued his search for his black and white friend. And all at once, there it was, the singing sound he'd heard before. He looked long and hard, and then, a short distance from the boat, two big loons popped up, black and white in color, singing, diving, and swimming in circles with each other. Rollie barked to say hello. "Arf, arf, arf!" He ran up and down the boat, calling to them to come play with him. He watched as one dove deep down in the water and came up with a treat in its mouth. Rollie thought to himself, "Hey, I've done that lots of times. Watch me." He jumped off the boat and came up swimming in happy circles just like the loons. He swam back to the boat and was hoisted up by Cam, and then he jumped in again after a ball Nicole threw in for him. As he swam back to the boat with the ball proudly in his mouth, he looked around for his loon friends to share in the fun, but again, they were gone. Rollie climbed onto the boat and into his favorite seat with his paws perched up on top and searched some more. At first, he didn't see or hear his friends, But as the boat started moving, he noticed that they had come back up again a distance away. He barked a goodbye and thanked them for a great swim together and hoped he would see them again soon. Every day, Rollie ran out onto the dock to look and listen for the loons. As soon as he could hear them calling his name, he barked back a "Good morning, have a great day" kind of bark. He practiced swimming, diving, and catching toys so he could be as strong as his loon friends. He stood on the paddleboard with Nicole, scanning the water for a closer look at the animals who looked so much like him. At the end of every day, Rollie sat at the end of his dock and listened to the loons calling out to him to say goodnight. He lifted up his chin and sang out in a long howl, "Sweet dreams." Every year in Maine, summer seemed to fly by too fast, and soon fall and winter come to Little Thomas Pond. The boat, the kayaks, and the paddleboards are all put away. The leaves turn from brilliant green to crisp orange, reds, and yellows. The water changes from warm to cool to frozen, and the loons head to their winter hideouts. Rollie perched on the windowsills overlooking the lake and watched for signs of his black and white friends. Outside, he called to them to come share in the holiday festivities, jump in the leaves and chase snowballs. But sadly, he could not see or hear them no matter how hard he tried. Then, almost like magic, sometime in the month of May, as Rollie was running around the yard with his favorite ball, there they were, again, his best friends. The loons called out to let him know that they'd returned, and Rollie barked back in delight for his new adventures to begin. The end. And I have my buddy Gus here, who just wants to say that he hopes everybody has a great day. And we miss you, and we hope we see you all soon. Take care.